Good morning, everybody. We're going to start in just about 5 minutes. So if you can just take your seats, we'll start in about 5 minutes. All right. Thanks for being here. All right, good morning, everybody. If you could please take a seat, we're going to get started. My name is Jay Holder. I'm the Chief Content and Communications Officer for USA Track and Field, and on behalf of USATF, welcome to the 2026 Toyota USATF Outdoor and Para National Championships. We're so excited to be back in New York. It's the first championships here since 1991, and we are celebrating 150 years of outdoor championships. The first one held in 1876 and put on by our friends at the New York Athletic Club. We're going to hear more about that in just a second, but a huge thank you to New York Athletic Club for providing this space today and welcoming us here, to James O'Brien and everybody on the team who have been so hospitable to us as we've prepared to have this introductory celebration today of our outdoor championships. We're going to hear from some of the top athletes competing this weekend in just a few moments. I want to talk about tickets really quick. They are still on sale, but we are super excited that more than 10,000 people have purchased tickets to come out and watch America's best runners, jumpers, and throwers for 4 days on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Icon Stadium. So super excited for the show they're going to get to see from the stands this weekend. We are streaming our press conference on YouTube right now, so hello to our YouTube viewers. You are in for a fun hour. I want to welcome the president of USATF's board of directors, an Olympian and a member of the New York Athletic Club, Kurt Clausen, to give us some opening remarks. Kurt.
Thanks, Jay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. On behalf of USA Track and Field's Board of Directors, I'm delighted to welcome you to today's press conference as we officially kick off the 2026 Toyota USATF Outdoor and Para National Championships. Thank you to our athletes, partners, elected officials, members of the media, and everyone joining us today. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to Toyota, whose continued partnership and commitment to USA Track and Field help make championships like this possible. We're also deeply grateful to our local organizing committee, New York Road Runners, Central Park Track Club, USATF New York, and the Randall's Island Park Alliance for their outstanding work in preparing to host this championships in New York City. I was actually competing in 1991, the last time it was here, and it's great to welcome it back. As a proud member of the New York Athletic Club, it's especially meaningful for me to welcome our sport back to the city and its rich track and field tradition. Tomorrow, the nation's best athletes will take the track and field at Icon Stadium. Olympians, Paralympians, world champions, rising stars, and future legends will compete for national titles and the opportunity to earn their place on Team USA. I know we're all looking forward to an incredible 4 days of competition. It is especially fitting that we're gathering here in New York during the 150th anniversary of the USA Outdoor Track and Field Championships. The very first national championships were hosted by the New York Athletic Club here in New York, 1876, making this year's event a true homecoming for one of America's oldest and most storied sporting traditions. As a longtime member of the New York Athletic Club and former athlete, that history makes this occasion even more meaningful. Beyond the competition, this championship showcases the unique ability of track and field to bring people together. It inspires your young athletes, energizes communities, and creates unforgettable moments for fans of all ages. The Toyota USATF Outdoor and Para National Championships reflect the excellence, determination, and inclusiveness that define our sport. Thank you all for being here today and for helping us celebrate the start of what promises to be an unforgettable championship weekend.
Kurt talked about the history of these championships and its ties to the New York Athletic Club. We're in this beautiful historic space today thanks to their generosity and their partnership. I want to educate us more about the history and about New York Athletic Club's involvement, and I want to bring up Ed Smith, the president of the club, for some remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Morning. Welcome. Welcome to the New York Athletic Club and to our Hall of Fame. Surrounding you today are some of the icons of Olympic history, including legendary track and field giants like Ray Urey, Al Order, Eamon Coughlin, Natasha Hastings, and Michelle Carter. If you look around these walls, you will also see one of our proudest inductees, arguably the greatest U.S. race walker of all time, President of USA Track and Field, Kurt Clausen. Kurt, we are incredibly honored that you're a member of our club and a former board member. In fact, Kurt's leadership in both organizations perfectly reflect the deep intertwined roots that the AC and U.S. Track and Field share. Our organizations have marched hand in hand through the history of American track and field, working together to support and champion elite athletes and elevate track and field and American sporting excellence on the world stage. As Kurt mentioned, this week marks the historic 150th anniversary of these national championships. The very first edition took place right here in New York on September 30th, 1876, organized and hosted by the New York Athletic Club. We set a high bar that day, with AC athletes winning 6 of the 12 events contested. The last time this meet was held in New York was in 1991, as Kurt also mentioned. And on that occasion, the team title went to, wait for it, the New York Athletic Club. At the inaugural 1876 event, the high jump was won by a New York AC Hall of Famer named Henry Ficken. Ficken was a phenomenal athlete, but he was also an artist. He designed the New York AC's iconic Wingfoot logo, which made its public debut at those very championships 150 years ago. From Henry Ficken's first high jump to the incredible field assembled today, our mission has never changed. To all of the spectacular athletes competing over the next 4 days, welcome to New York. You represent the absolute finest of American sport, and we wish you all the very best of luck. And I hope you will forgive me if I extend just a little extra luck to those wearing the Wingfoot this weekend as they write the next great chapter in our club's history. Thank you all. Let the championships begin.
These championships are an incredible effort thanks to the support and the work done by our local organizing committee, made up of local area nonprofits that have done all of the work to make this meet happen. That's the Central Park Track Club, the USATF New York organization, the Randall's Island Park Alliance, and the New York Roadrunners. Can I just have Rob Simmelcare, Devin Martin, Ted Metellus just stand up real quick? This team has worked tirelessly in a very short amount of time to put on these championships, and all of us at USATF are so grateful for the work they have done. I want to bring up Rob Simmelcare, the CEO of New York Roadrunners, to speak on behalf of the LOC. Rob?
Thank you very much, Jay, and welcome back to New York City, U.S. Track and Field. 35 years, way too long, way too long. So I'm glad we were able to make this happen and bring the best U.S. track and field athletes to the best city in the United States, of course, New York City. My name is Rob Simmelcare. I'm the CEO of New York Roadrunners, and it's an honor for our organization to welcome the country's top athletes back to New York for this historic U.S. track and field outdoor and para national championships. We're a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to create healthier lives and stronger communities through the transformative power of running. And we know that that's more than just running the TCS New York City Marathon. So many people start their running journey, whether it ends in a marathon or they never run past 100 meters, they start it on the track. And that is why when the opportunity came up to be a part of this organizing committee and bring this iconic event back to our city, we were so excited to say yes and to join our friends at Central Park Track Club at USATF New York to make this happen. So this is a very special weekend for us at New York Roadrunners. I think one of the things that's most special for us is the opportunity that hundreds and hundreds of young people will have this weekend from all 5 boroughs of New York City to come out and see these incredible athletes. The inspiration that it will give them to believe that someday it could be them on that track, in that field, competing as an athlete, whether they ever make it there or not, can do wonders to improve their lives and their communities. And that's what our organization is all about. We're also really thrilled to see, as Jay mentioned, the incredible interest that we've seen in this event among New Yorkers. Over 10,000 tickets sold. The mayor this week offered an opportunity for New Yorkers to register for a free lottery to get tickets to this weekend's event. Over 6,000 people registered for only 500 tickets, and that was in about 24 hours. So there's incredible interest in New York City for this event. This is a great track and field city, and we're excited to show that this weekend. So thank you, Jay. Thank you to everyone for being here, for helping support this event. I really want to especially thank my team at New York Roadrunners, who has done so much work over the last few months to make this possible. Folks in the room like Crystal Howard, our head of community and communications, Jean Marie Cooney, our CFO, our general counsel, Samira Shah, they're not here, but a lot of people worked really hard to make this happen, and we're thrilled to see it all come to fruition this weekend. So good luck to the athletes, and enjoy New York this weekend. Thank you.
Before we get to the athletes, if I can get Devin, Rob, Kurt, Ted here to the front of the room so we can do a quick photo of the true all-stars of this meet. Devin's going to give us a quick update on ticket sales and try to convince you, if you don't have tickets and if your friends and family don't have tickets, to purchase them.
Hi, Devin Martin from Central Park Track Club. Just wanted to invite you all to come out starting tomorrow. Thursday is a great opportunity to get to see all the athletes. We're kicking it off with our para-athletes, then our NYRR youth athletes, and then the prelims of the 100 meters, where you'll get a chance to see Sha'Carri Richardson and Noah Lyles compete in the prelims. Pardon? Oh, Kenny's here. I'm sorry. Kenny too. Sorry. Well, we've got a star-studded field in that 100 meters, so it'll be interesting to see what happens and who qualifies for the finals. Friday is my favorite day because we get a combination of the 100-meter finals and also the women's 800. We have a stacked field. We have 17 women who have qualified running 1:59 or faster. We probably have one of the best fields we've ever had in USA history. So want to encourage you all. Obviously, Saturday and Sunday, we're almost sold out, so please get your tickets on there. And if you haven't bought tickets, we are doing a special Mayor 10 discount promo code to help you get all the New Yorkers out at the meet. So hope to see you all this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
One more thing, I'd be remiss if I didn't express our sincere gratitude to Toyota, the presenting sponsor, the title sponsor of this event. They're here today. We're going to see more of them in a little bit. I won't spoil the surprise, but now I want to bring up someone whose voice is heard, but in my opinion, his face isn't seen often enough. The voice of Hayward Field, and this weekend, the voice of NBC for these Toyota 2026 USATF Outdoor and Para-National Championships, Paul Swangard.
Really can't tell if that was a compliment or not.
I want to see more of your face.
Oh, okay. I'm also the proud voice of the world feed of the TCS New York City Marathon for several years. Love being back in New York. We often joke about you all complaining about traveling to Eugene. I get to explain briefly my travel to New York. I was one of those folks who saw those storms coming and was saying small prayers as I got on a plane in San Francisco. We ended up doing 7 track and field laps over greater Alabama. Ended up in Houston. Got to my hotel room about 2 a.m., but I am phenomenally excited to be here, and so are the folks who we're going to be talking to here in the coming moments. It is a great city for running, jumping, and throwing, and a great celebration of our sport to be here in New York. It's the right place at the right time to continue to generate the momentum that we're all looking forward to just 2 years now as we're on the clock. And you'll see that in the NBC broadcast this weekend as we turn our attention to the next Olympic Games on home soil, and there's nothing more exciting than that. We are going to do just 3 panels, quick questions from the dais, maybe a couple questions from the crowd, and then we want to afford those of you of the media who are here a chance to maybe do some one-on-one intercepts with these folks before they head off on the rest of their day. So we're going to start with the distance panel. Do you want to have all of our distance athletes come up, or do you want me to be that announcer and introduce you one by one? What do you want me to do, Jay? Bring them all up. All right. I will introduce them as they get here. Hello, Emma. Pick a spot, any spot. All right, in no particular order, we got Emma Coburn here, who is 11 times a U.S. national champion.
Just 10.
I'm foreshadowing, Emma. I am foreshadowing.
I got second once, so.
All right. Welcome back.
Half times.
Yeah, that's okay. 2019 world champion in the steeplechase and Olympic medalist as well. The hand for Emma. Reigning U.S. champion in the 800 meters, Roisin Willis is here. This is also an exciting year if you're not always following the sport of track and field. For the second time in the history of the event, the World Under 20 Championships are going to be staged in the United States at Hayward Field, shorter commute for me. And that's happening in early August, and that happened in 2014. And Paige Shepard is going to be a member of Team USA, Union Catholic product here. We'll talk about her. And a member of that NYAC family, proudly, and Paralympian medalist in both the World Championships and the Paralympic Games, Michael Brannigan is here. Though, Michael, you'll always be Mikey to me, and I'll start with you because we have seen you running on the boards of the Armory in New York and being a proud representative of New York Athletic Club for so many years. What will it mean for you this weekend to compete in New York?
It means good, special, and it's like my backyard. I competed at the Icon Stadium at the D Street Mile in high school, went against Grant Fisher and Drew Hunter, and I've been racing some track meets here at youth as a kid at Icon Stadium, and I know for New York City, and I know a place, and I grew up here in Northport, Long Island, and everyone knows I'm Mikey, and it's really special. I'm grateful for my coach Sonia Robinson and my parents and all my friends and USA track runners. They know who I am, and it's very special. It's humbling.
Yeah.
And I've been racing at the in high school at the Armory in high school, in my in the Melrose Games and high school Melrose Games in high school, my junior and senior year. We had a good 4x-mile relay, and we were all Americans in the DMR, and I'm proud to represent for New York Athletic Club and make everyone proud.
Absolutely. Paige, you know the Armory all too well. Union Catholic had come also like a home track there, but much bigger stage here for you in the summer coming up with the World Under 20 Championships. So how does this race, you've already been through the Under 20 Championships, which were held a few weeks ago. So what are your aspirations this weekend?
Yeah, I think really just to kind of appreciate the competition and use it as prep for U20s. It was my first time racing at Hayward Field in June, and I had a great time, so I'm really excited to get a chance to race there again.
And how many times have you run at Icon?
I couldn't tell you, so many.
A lot, yeah. And what do you think it just means for the region? And think about the inspiration that these athletes are providing. Young folks who compete on these tracks and get to maybe run in the footsteps of those legends.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of young runners out there that kind of aspire to kind of go this far. So getting opportunity to kind of represent that and show that, you know, I can come from New Jersey and fly all the way to Oregon, get to race there and kind of stay home and race at Icon against all of these great athletes and have those opportunities is really amazing.
And you've made a college decision, have you?
Yes, I am going to Stanford.
The University of Stanford or Stanford University?
Stanford University.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
And I'm just using that as a simple segue because next to you is Roisin Willis, who donned that Stanford Cardinal for a few years, and you come in now as a reigning U.S. champion. And you know this season is different for a lot of athletes because it is a non-world, non-Olympic year. Just talk about how your season is kind of unfolded and how you're getting prepared to defend your championship.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big year of transitions for me. It's my rookie year. And I know there's not a world team on the line, but I really could use the experience. I'm excited to come back here and just see what I can do at these championships. I think there's a lot of room for growth and learning. And yeah, I'm just excited to get out there and compete.
I mean, I think those of us who now follow the sport, to say you're a rookie is cute. You know, you were running elite world-class times in high school. It seems like, you know, the talent is coming fast and furious at younger and younger ages. So how do you describe how you feel like you're a rookie? What are the rookie things you're dealing with?
I mean, if you follow the women's 800, the event is very much taking off, and I feel like I've had a good start to, you know, my season and my career, but I think there's part of me that still feels very behind, and I try to like be grateful for the moments that I have and where I'm at right now, but I think there's part of me that wants a lot more and knows that if I want to be up there with the best of the women in the world, that I need to get better. So I think for a lot of this year is just kind of putting my head down and working hard, and so hopefully, you know, when the time is right, I'll come around and be running with the best women.
One of the veterans of the event, Raven Rogers, I was talking with her the other day and said she really feels like the event has changed. Do you feel like it's changed even in the few years you've been racing it?
Yeah, I mean, part of my decision to go pro early was, you know, watching, you know, how that final went in Tokyo last year and seeing 3 women run 154 after 3 rounds is pretty crazy. So I think it's just taking off. It's going fast in paced races and diamond leagues, but those women can also show up on the 3rd round of a championship, which is different. And it's going to be deeper. You know, the women at the top are faster, but it's deep all the way up to, you know, the 50th ranked person. So I think there's just women who are working harder. They're doing everything they can to, you know, be better. And so, you know, as a competitor and someone who wants to be up there, you know, I have to take that seriously as well.
Emma, as you listen to some of our younger athletes on the stage, I mean, you had a great and long career, but just what impresses you about this new crop of athletes in terms of, because they've experienced a different sort of cadence to their careers maybe than you experienced?
I think when you're young in the sport, there's a fearlessness. You're not jaded. You run as hard as you can every time. There's no self-protection. You're just going all out, whether that's high school kids, college kids, or early pros. I think there's this beautiful fearlessness that they exhibit. And as you progress through your pro career and you have good days and bad days and injuries and championships, like all of those good and bad moments, it can kind of shape your experience to where you're maybe a little bit more sometimes less optimistic, more realist about what is going to happen. But it's always inspiring to watch the next generation come up, and it definitely, their intensity and fearlessness keeps you on your toes and makes you have to dip back into that over and over again to try and stay competitive with them.
So are you saying you're jaded and running with fear now?
No. I think I've had a few years of injuries, but I think if anyone, you know, if you break your ankle on a steeplechase and then try and do it again, you're not very jaded. You're kind of goldfish brain, and you have to forget that ever happened and just get back to it. So definitely have experience, but no, there's still joy and hope and a lightness around running that I still have now, you know, that I had when I was their age.
And then just talk about the joy and happiness of having a family and being a mom and how that has, changed. Well, I mean, talk about just like coming out to New York. It's not as easy as it once was just to shut down the house and show up for a meet.
Being a mom is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Growing up, when people asked what you wanted to do when you grow up, what you wanted to be, I wasn't a kid with like Olympic posters in my bedroom. I never said I wanted to be an Olympian. My answer every time was I want to be a mom. So that was always my number one goal in life. And the running career and Olympics and medals and all of that happened before then. But my daughter Betty's 1.5, and she's incredible. I'm obsessed. And traveling, she's not with me on this trip, and she's with my in-laws in Wisconsin having a great time. But on the flight out here this morning, again, I had a travel delay yesterday, but my flight this morning, I just slept on the plane, and I was like, that hasn't happened in a while. Usually I'm like entertaining and reading books. So, but I miss her, and she's great, but it's been awesome.
Awesome. All right, Jay, do we want to do a couple quick questions? All right. Are you the roving reporter? Okay. Anybody have a question for any of our athletes on the stage? Yes, Serenity.
Excited to see y'all compete this weekend. I'm Serenity Dyke. I'm going to be the in-stadium reporter for you guys this weekend. My question is for Paige. Paige, do you feel like competing with the pros and then going and competing with the likes of some athletes your own age, do you think that that's a confidence booster for you? Do you feel like you have a little bit of an edge on them when you step on the line?
Yeah, I would say so. I think getting to race the pros kind of eases the nerves a little bit. I was definitely really nervous going into U20 qualifiers, and I think getting to race here kind of eases that a little bit, and just knowing that I have nothing to lose is a great feeling, and hopefully I can carry that into the next 2 weeks and run something fast.
Question in the front.
Hi, Denise, USA Track and Field. My question is for Emma. When you think back to your first U.S. championships, what would surprise that version of yourself about where you are today?
When I was young, I didn't really see a future in the sport for myself. So I think it wasn't really until my first U.S. title that I was like, this could be my job after college, and this could be my career. And so I think the girl who was getting ready for that U.S. championships, up until I crossed the line in first, she would have been pretty shocked that I've been doing this for so many years and have the resume under my belt that I've built. But yeah, she would have been pretty surprised at where she was when she's 35. She didn't think this would be her life.
Yeah, and we'll have all the athletes sticking around here after we finish these panels. So we're going to ask you to stand here for a photo op, and we thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, it's a magical mystery tour. Who's next? Oh, Tara's here. You can. No, do you want to be introduced? Come up and I'll introduce you. Hey, how are you? I'm good. I am just peachy.
Amazing. Hi guys.
Is Bea here? Oh, come on up.
Wow, look at that tan.
Jared's in the room. Come on up. I think these are my jumpers here. So, what's that? You want to do throwers too? Wow, we're just winging this. I love it. All right, let's bring up Rudy, Max, and Sam's en route. Potentially. Okay. Live television, folks. Live television. So. Sam's not going to make it. All right.
What's up? How you doing?
All right. And Max is working his way up here. So. Max and friend. All right, everyone's settled in. So quiet and respectful. So, all right, Max Rowan here, closest to me, silver medalist at the World Paras last year in the exciting destination of Delhi, India. And we'll be competing here this weekend as he is next to Rudy Winkler, American record holder in the hammer, a member of the NYAC. Oh, is it hand thing? I didn't. Okay. I didn't know we had. All right, keep making it work. So, Rudy Winkler in the hammer. Tara Davis Woodall apparently runs, jumps, and throws. Are you going to throw this weekend too?
Totally.
Totally?
No.
All right.
Hurdling and long jump.
Gonna be a heptathlete before we know it. Olympic champion in the long jump, last seen taking over Times Square. And we'll talk a little bit about Athlos and the plans here in 2026. Bea Hatz, how are you?
Sensational.
Sensational. All right, we'll talk about mostly why you're here, not about Love Island. That'll come up.
Thank God.
Yeah, all right. And Jared Wallace, two-time Paralympic bronze medalist in both the 200 meters and the long jump, and proud representative of Team Toyota as well. And we'll talk to you about that as well. Do you need a mic? We may be able to get you a mic. Nice.
I was wondering, I was missing something.
Every member of the media gets one of these free to take home with them at the end of the program. So, is it electric or gas?
This one's electric. Mine's a hybrid. It looks almost as cool as that one.
Well, Jared, it's cool that you guys are here. This is the second year, and for context, used to be that para track and field athletes, kind of a separate organization to USA Track and Field, and they were combined last year. First opportunity last year to see a combined national championship was at Hayward Field, and now we're here in New York. And as we look to LA and we just think about the moment of opportunity for adaptive sports in Los Angeles, this is a cool thing, right?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, I mean, I think that it's finally giving the world an opportunity to see, I would say, what the athletes kind of already knew and know. You know, the able-bodied and para-athletes have a lot of the same coaches, have a lot of the same physios, travel the world, compete in a lot of international competitions together. So to be able to set that stage here in the U.S. the last couple of years has really been a special thing to be a part of, and given a glimpse of what L.A. is going to look like. So it's been great. It was awesome to be a part of the inaugural year, and I'm excited to continue that momentum here in New York this year.
And what do you hope about these championships on a stage like New York, not only for the sport itself, but maybe just your own personal athletic journey?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously New York is one of the greatest cities in the U.S. It's one of the most globally known cities. And so to be able to, you know, put on a performance here and kind of attach a performance with a location is a pretty special thing to do. Personally, obviously, I'm here to just have a lot of fun and put on a great competition. We know the fans in Eugene. We know the fans in Oregon. We don't know the fans in New York. So we're really excited to introduce ourselves to the New York fans and get them to experience what we have to show the world.
Yeah, if we get anything like what we see, every winter in the Armory for the Millrose Games or on the streets of New York during the TCS New York City Marathon, the crowds will be supportive. And Bea, you're coming in now focused on competition. Have you even gotten yourself around the fact that you have to do this thing that you do so well in a competition rather than just worrying about how to survive another week of a reality TV show?
I'm so happy to be off of that island. Oh my days.
We're happy you're off of it because now we can focus on
the important things.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as soon as I got back, I landed on a Saturday and got right back to training on Monday. I was really excited to get back on the track, see my coach, see my friends, see my dog, and then do what I do best, and that's work. And so I'm excited to just get better and perform in a place that we haven't been to, and like Jared said, introduce the New York fans to what Paralympians can really do. I think this is a really big deal to see para athletes perform because this is something that a lot of people haven't seen before and are not accustomed to, and so it's a big deal to kind of have this new world opened up to them.
And do you appreciate the visibility you've not only given yourself, but the sport through that experience?
Oh, absolutely. I think one of my main goals, even being on like the show was just like the visibility of it all. And it's not even, yes, the sport is extremely important, but I think just even visibility as far as people with disabilities, we're not really seen the same as able-bodied people. We're not represented in the media the way able-bodied people are represented. We like aren't seen in the media very often. Oftentimes you say the word disabled and you think of somebody in a wheelchair, but there's many kinds of disabilities, and that's where the Paralympics comes into play, right? It showcases all these different kinds of disabilities and then what our ability with this disability is.
Yeah, and we've had several parasport athletes compete in these reality shows, right? We have a couple of Survivor competitors that I remember. So what is it with reality TV and para athletes? What's the draw?
Those shows were a lot cooler than mine. But like, they got
I don't know about
showcase
that.
their ability. Mine was kind of a dating show, I think. So I wouldn't compare the two. I think theirs was like very skill based. They were able to like really prove themselves there, and I was there in a different light of like, okay, I'm going to show you that people with disabilities are multifaceted, right? Like we can have a big personality. We can also, date, and we can also be young. Like a lot of the time you say disabled, you think of like older people who are like probably really shy, all these other stigmas. And so like my being there was just to like destroy all of these stigmas.
Very cool. What reality show would you want to be on? Well, you're in a reality show. You and Hunter are cameras everywhere around you, but would you compete in a reality?
I don't know. Maybe like Real Housewives of Kansas? I don't know. I don't know.
You should talk to Sonia. She was on a couple seasons of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah,
perfect.
So we mentioned last time we saw you here was in that amazing spectacle that was Athlos in New York and that long jump in Times Square. And you just think about the journey you've been on since a year ago. You know what it's like to compete in front of New Yorkers, and then you came over and competed at Icon as well. The excitement for you to be in New York again.
Oh, New York is so fun to compete in. I feel like the fans are a little bit unhinged, which I like. Like
that's on brand.
Yeah. At Athlos, they never sat down. So I've never been to a track meet where they were just partying so much and just actually enjoying the meet and not screaming at people to sit down. So I think New York has a different energy. I love that energy. Hopefully I can feel it all the way across the field when I'm long jumping. So yeah, I love New York. I do love Eugene because of how close everything was. But, we'll make it work here. We're learning the roads.
Right place, the right time.
Right.
Yes. For those who haven't followed you on your journey this year, there has been some experimentation, which is kind of the topic du jour in a non-world, non-Olympic year, and you've spun on a couple of really good hurdle races, including that PR in Los Angeles. Are you just genuinely pleased with the progress you made? Are you surprised? What has it taught you about yourself in this time that you're ready to re-engineer things for the run to LA?
Yeah. Was I surprised? I was surprised I was in the mix. I was surprised I've never seen someone so far ahead. That was insane. But hurdles and long jump, they just go hand in hand. So it doesn't feel like I'm really doing anything different. I just feel like I'm perfecting my long jump craft by also getting faster. And so it's fun to find new ways to challenge myself. At this point in long jump, we are like at the minuscule technical things. So going to hurdles, we're finding more speed, more stability, and kind of just like fearlessness. Hurdles, you have to be fearless, and I'm learning that about myself in a different era. I feel like long jump, not that I've gotten comfortable or anything, but it's something I've been doing since I was 4 years old. And so stopping hurdles for 5 years and being able to pick it back up, just like I never left, has been inspiring for me to just like keep going and just always challenge yourself. I feel like Coach and I are figuring it out day by day, hurdle by hurdle. I've only done 10 hurdles like 4 times, so this will be my 5th. And yeah, we're just having fun, just enjoying the moment.
And it's fun to watch you having fun because it's infectious. So, Rudy, you are our NYAC representative here on the stage. And again, we talked about the history of this room. And I, growing up in Eugene and being in the sport as long as I have, remember Lance Steele being one of those NYAC. In fact, the Hammer now, #1 and #2 all time in the U.S. is a couple of NYAC guys. What does it mean for you to represent this organization on that stage?
I mean, it means a lot. Kurt and John Schutte were two of the first people who approached me when I finished my collegiate career at Des Moines, Iowa in 2018 after I graduated. And I think every athlete here understands the feeling of wanting to make your supporters proud, right? There's just so much that goes into being an athlete in a sport like track and field from outside, supporters. And New York Athletic Club's always been one of those parts of my career that I don't feel like they're going to be disappointed in me, if that makes sense. No matter how I do, they're always going to be in my corner, and they're always going to be supporting me and believing in me. So that means a lot. And the people here have been a huge part of my career. I've been in this room probably 100 times at this point. So to have everything kind of come full circle this year and be here and represent them, it means a lot for sure.
And a New York native, so the double
upstate, to be fair.
Well,
not a city
still
club,
within the
but
state technically. Is there a big deal between that upstate thing?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Different types of people.
Oh, how would you describe the difference?
Well, we'll get into that after.
Okay. Could be a whole nother segment.
Totally.
All right. Talking about Lance Steele, he won an Olympic medal in Atlanta. Coming up now with the opportunity to represent the U.S. in LA 28, toughest team to make. So we got to talk about just getting that top three. You've been kind of right at the cusp, been the world leader in many of the years in the last few years. North America now suddenly just the home and king of hammer throwing, both on the men's and the women's side. Just talk about kind of where we are with your event group right now, and what are your expectations over these next couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me in a way because I've had marks at Worlds and Olympic meets that would have gotten me medals at other Worlds and Olympic meets, but given that the fact that the sport has taken off in the way it has, my best finish is now 5th at Tokyo this past fall. And I don't know, my goal is still to get a medal on the world stage, either Worlds or the Olympics. Obviously, the Olympics would be amazing to be able to do that. But it's also really cool to be part of this like surge of the sport, right? I don't know. I think it's been really fun watching the sport grow, and even in the U.S., I won 2018 nationals with a mark that wouldn't even make finals at USA's now. So it's weird. It's a big mixed bag of feelings, and I'm getting better along with these people, whatever the term is. The rising tide raises all ships. So I'm a part of that. I'm better because of them, and they're better because of me, and it's kind of fun to see the sport growing as I'm growing in it, as frustrating as it is to have to fight for those medals, even just in the North America region now. It makes it more exciting, and it's making me a lot better. So I'm just welcoming it for what it is and trying to keep getting better with them.
Well, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, Max. Glad to have you here as well. We had a chance to visit a little bit before we started this off, and I wanted just to afford you an opportunity to talk about kind of this being a full circle moment for you, and why are you so inspired to be here this particular week?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me here to speak. So early on in my journey, I was a Navy corpsman, got hit by a grenade, and I was recovering at Walter Reed. And one of the groups of people that came to visit me was FDNY. They have been a part of my story since the beginning. And as soon as I made it out of the hospital, they invited me to New York to do the Steve Siller Tunnel to Towers run. Never been, never saw Ground Zero. So that was my first exposure to it. And before we did that, we actually went to Randall Island, known as The Rock, and I just can't thank them enough for hosting us for this event, for registration and all that process, across the street from the stadium. So from there, I actually fought some fires in those buildings and took a tour, got to see the memorial of the 343 in the back of the building, if anybody checks it out during registration. And now I get to compete here in New York, and it really is a full circle moment that I get to compete on the highest stage.
Pretty cool moment. What is, you've talked in doing a little bit of research about you, that what sport has meant to you through this process and the journey since you were injured. Give us a sense of what competing here means in that respect.
So sport for me was my way of recovering. It gave me direction, gave me purpose, gave me something to shoot for. And I was pretty good at it on the lower levels. And then I came to my first trials in 2012, competed against Jeremy Campbell, and he broke the world record in front of me. He pretty much doubled my distance. And it's the same thing where he set the expectation from there on out. As soon as I was introduced, I knew what the bar was and how I had to direct my entire life in order to meet those expectations. And it's taken me a long time to get there, and now I'm thankfully in the same conversation.
Great group here. We got any questions from the group or for the group? Got one up here in front, Jay.
Hello, Derek Tuba, Harvard Magazine. My question's for Tara.
Tara.
So Tara, my apologies, sorry. In terms of this year, like you said, kind of experimenting with hurdles and kind of, I know you have a background in it, but kind of this year, kind of even more and more participating in it. And in this event, I think your time is 5th going even into this championship for hurdles. So how does it feel to possibly being able to be a medal contender in 2 different events? Even though you said the same, like obviously very different disciples.
Didn't even know that. That's really cool.
I do my research.
I think that's just a cool little factoid. I don't think I'm thinking too much into it. I have 2 rounds in one day. I haven't done that in ages, so that's the one thing I'm focusing on. Honestly, I'm just gonna try to win. That's it. That's all I want to do. Thank God Masai's not here.
Hi, Denise, USA Track and Field. My question's for Bea. You've introduced a lot of people to Paralympic sport this year. What do you hope the fans take away from watching you compete possibly for the first time and, other Paralympians with you?
I hope that fans will kind of look deeper into the Paralympics. I think there is a lot of things that people don't know about Paralympics. I think a lot of the times we get confused for Special Olympics. I think a lot of the times people also think that this is a participation award. This isn't. We are elite athletes. We work so hard, and on top of that, there's just the expenses that come with being disabled. A lot of these prosthetics or wheelchairs, they're not covered by insurance because it's seen as a hobby when this is our career, this is our life. This is what we do. This isn't just for fun. And I want people to understand that the word like Paralympics, we're parallel to the Olympics. Like the Olympians I've got so much respect for them, and I know they have the respect for us, but I want the fans to have the same sort of understanding and respect for Paralympics as a whole. And I think that comes with first just exposure and then teaching them about, hey, what a lot of the people don't even know the difference between an above the knee amputee and a below the knee amputee. And there's a big difference, right? Like imagine running without your knee. That is a shorter lever that you can't like control as well as if you do have your knee, right? You have your knee and you're able to maybe weight bear better. Our running technique is different. And so I just want to be able to educate people about this and also just like get more people involved in Paralympics. I didn't get involved in Paralympics until I was 17. I wasn't exposed to this world till like later in life. And I think if I can help, kids get into this early and allow them to never feel the way I did growing up, I want people to feel seen and heard and valid. It's like that's what Paralympics is.
I love that. Thank you.
Good note to end on. From Love Island to Randall's Island. I was going to save that for the NBC show, but I thought it was just perfect here. So we have you guys stand up here and a little photo op. Thanks for being here. Good luck this weekend. All right. All right. Kenny, you've been waiting patiently. Once you come up here, we're going to do our sprint crew now. Melissa's in the room. Natalie is here. And Hunter. Hello, hello. Happy to be here. All right, sprints and hurdles are the topics of this last panel here, and we've got Natalie Dumas, who's our U.S. Under-20 champion, who's also going to be representing Team USA on the world stage, the Under-20s, in early August. Next to her is Melissa Jefferson Wooden, of course, won world championship titles in the 100 and 200 meters last year in Tokyo, picked up a nice little shiny gold medal in the relays as well. Kenny Bednarek, longstanding member of the Team USA Sprint Corps, a couple Olympic silvers in the 200, a couple Olympic world championship silvers in the 200 as well. And then Hunter Woodall joining us here on the far side of the stage, Paralympic gold medalist in Paris in the 400 meters. Hunter, let's piggyback on what we just heard about, just exposing folks and maybe trying to reach a kid or two. I can remember there's been many things that I've seen you do that just impress the heck out of me, not just what you do on the track, but I think it was you guys were at a meet in Idaho, and there was a young kid who was a double amputee that you had a chance to interact with, and I just saw the connection moment where you were, I think, giving him a sense of the possibilities in his life. I guess the question is, if a kid's out there and watches some of this action this weekend and says, how do I get involved? Are we doing a good enough job of letting them know how to get involved? Where are the adaptive sports programs? Where can they go for information and guidance to get connected? Or how did that happen for you?
Man, I don't know if I'm the best person to answer that question. Listen, man, I don't really think about it like that. Like, I'm not really looking at like what disability does this kid have or what box can I put this person in. Like, I love to run, and I love to make other people know that, like, regardless of what you look like, where you come from, like, it's okay to run, it's okay to compete. Dude, listen, I'll race a kid with no legs, I'll race a kid with one leg, I'll race a kid with both legs. I just like to have fun with people and enjoy the sport that I love so much. And I think people are so able to, like, figure things out and be creative and be adaptable. And I think if you come to this sport, like, you'll find your way where you need to go in the sport, right? Like, I imagine all of us started this sport because we thought racing against our friends would be a lot of fun. Seeing how fast we could run would be a lot of fun. And you kind of just see where the sport takes you from there. So I think we could do better with recruiting, with getting a hold of people, with getting people involved. But my thought is always, like, I'm going to go run as fast as I can. I'm going to film it. I'm going to post on the internet. People will see it, and then they can decide from there what they're going to do with that. And hopefully that inspires people to join the sport and be a part of it. But yeah, man, I just like to run.
All right, and running this weekend, what has training been like for those who haven't been watching you?
I've been training really well. I'm ready to run fast. I'm excited. Mostly, I mean, I got 400 tomorrow and 400 on Friday, so I'm gonna see how fast I can get around the track one time.
And where in your race is time to be found, or less time to be covered? Where are you working on facets of your race right now?
somewhere between the start and the finish.
Thank you very much for the obvious answer, dude.
I've been working on a lot. Me and Coach have been trying to work on the start. It's such a challenge without having feet, ankles, calves, and it's the 400, so trying to be able to finish it stronger, which is really honestly bad workouts that you got to get through and build that ability to finish races, and we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But I'm really just gonna run as fast as I can. I told Tara, I got 2 400s, I'm gonna rip them both as fast as I can. So we'll see what happens.
And what do you do on the margins in a city like New York? What do you like to do here?
I like to go eat. Me and Tara went to have a little date yesterday for lunch, and it started pouring rain. And we just started sprinting through the streets of New York, and it was really fun. But we were soaking wet. So going out to eat, meeting with our friends, having some glasses of wine, just enjoying the city.
Sounds like a nice way to go through a weekend. Kenny, you've been traveling the globe, obviously. It's a busy season, not just in a season that doesn't include a world championship or an Olympic year. What does it mean for you to have these championships in New York, and what do you hope out of this weekend?
This is the first time I've actually been here to run at Icon Stadium, so I'm just excited, number one. I'm excited to see the fans. I'm excited to just show out. The track is fast, and just being at the U.S. Championships in itself it's fun and just exciting. But to have it here in New York is just an even bigger deal. So I'm just excited to just get the ball rolling.
Yeah, for those who don't remember, Usain Bolt set a world record at that stadium a few years back, so it's got some heritage to fast sprint times. When you started this 2026 journey, and now you sit here close to that national championship, has this kind of been the season you'd hope for, making progress both on and off the track?
Yeah, I think in the beginning of the season, I started off pretty hot, kind of cooled down a little bit, just trying to focus on being consistent throughout the year. I've been taking it race by race, but right now training's been going good, and I just need to come out here and execute my race and defend my title. And I definitely see some good times on the board, but I just got to make sure to focus on myself.
You use the word consistency. You have been probably the most consistent sprinter during the stretch. What do you suggest that comes from? How have you built consistency in your career?
Just taking care of my body. I mean, that's the number one thing. Just making sure after each race, hey, what do I need to do to recover and get back on the track and, focus on the things I need to execute. Just being a good competitor. I mean, it could be raining, could be snowing. I get online. I've heard before where girlfriend was like, hey, it's raining, don't try to blast. And I was like, nah, screw it, I'm just going to run. But just being out there, just being a competitor, just wanting to win. So those are the few things that's helped me be consistent.
And what's the one thing you will do with time in New York? What do you like to do?
I like to try out food. So if the weather permits, I definitely want to go out today if I have enough time to see where I can go get some good food and hopefully shop for some new clothes.
Shopping and eating. New York provides plenty.
All of it, yes.
All of it and more. Melissa, you like shopping?
A little bit.
You like eating too?
I love eating.
Do you have a favorite place in New York that you go to eat?
Well, I just discovered one yesterday, and it's a new breakfast spot for me. Carnegie. We'll be there tomorrow morning, and the morning after, and the morning after.
You don't have a category sponsorship right now, an endorsement in breakfast?
I don't. Carnegie, if you're listening.
Perfect. You couldn't have asked for a better 2025 season, and you come to 2026, and again, you're already looking now, 1-2 years ahead, but you got to, keep your eye on the prize, which is getting incrementally better. Talk about the season that you've kind of had so far this year, and what does U.S. Champs provide you in terms of that part of the journey?
Yeah, I think this year, with it being, like you said before, not a very traditional year, with it being, you have the Ultimate Championship, so not the Olympics or the World Championship, but still a really good, high competitive race. And I feel like this year, me coming into USA's has been me sticking to that plan of, what I want to do. at Ultimate Championship. And so this year started out with me not really racing a lot, but when I do touch the line, knowing that I'm ready to go and I'm ready to go out there and do what I do best, which is focusing on myself and executing my race.
And you benefited from the success you've had to the point now that you're trying to give back. And I want you to talk a little bit about one of the more exciting projects you have off the track these days.
Yes. So 2 weeks ago, I announced on social media the launch of my new nonprofit, the Village Initiative Incorporated. It is something that sits really well with me because if a lot of you don't know, I always refer to myself as a village kid. A lot of people had a hand in getting me to where I am, and I feel like that sense of community that I grew up with it's not there anymore. But in this day and age, it's so important for people to, not only people, but kids as well, to know that the dreams that they have, the things that they want to accomplish, it's not that far-fetched. You just need maybe 1 or 2 people in your corner to help push you along the way to get there. Our mission is to empower communities all over the world, you know, through connection and opportunities and being able to have a specific spot where people can dream without it being judged or go after things that other people may seem as if it's too far-fetched, to be able to just do it and do it unapologetically. And so this October, we'll be doing a 2-part launch. I'll be having a festival back in my hometown at my high school where it all started. And then the next week, we'll go on to Orlando, where I now reside, to have a gala. And if anyone wants to donate or learn more about it, you can visit thevillagecrew.org. It has a ton of information there. We're going to be putting out a lot more stuff, so yeah.
Congratulations. That sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of high schools and where it started, Natalie, you're turning 18 next month, right? And your journey is taking you to the global stage in Eugene for the World Under 20. Just talk about, you know, as you sit here on this this stage, hearing from some folks who are, you know, a little bit further on in their careers, just the excitement of being able to don Team USA for the first time this year.
Yeah, I think I'm extremely excited to go out there and run for Team USA. I've never done this before, so it's definitely a new experience. So just to be able to go out there and kind of show off my skill, what I have, I'm just extremely grateful to God, and just being able to go out there and show, like, they're amazing. So it's nice to kind of be seen by some of these amazing athletes and also show off what I can do.
And we talked to Paige about kind of her expectations of how you use the U.S. championships. You've already gone through the under 20. You're a couple of weeks away from racing against the best in the world, but this is the best in the world in terms of Team USA. So what do you hope to achieve with this weekend as it sets you up for success in Eugene?
I think this race is just another way to improve my race before I go out there and run for at Oregon. So I'm just grateful to be able to get some of these races in and practice more before I go out there and perform.
And for those who haven't followed you in high school, there's not an event, I don't think, that you would at least be willing to try. Is that how did you develop that? I'll give anything a go, and it sounds like you're still trying to figure out maybe what you ultimately will be the best at.
Yeah, so my older sister had left for college, and my coach kind of forced me to just go out there and run some different events because relay-wise, we needed a longer distance runner, and I was stuck in that position.
So it's your sister's fault.
Yes. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's always the case. So, well, best of luck to you this weekend and to the rest of you. Before we do one final photo op and do some individual intercepts, Jay, do we got any questions from the group here? Or do you want to move? Oh, we've got a car racing towards...
Okay. Hey guys, my question is for Melissa. You have a certain type of edge to you or fire to you this year, and I've really been liking it. But what has been fueling it for you?
I think the biggest thing has just been it's my want to always be the best version of myself. And sometimes, you know, well, now this is my first year technically kind of being the one who's hunted. So I'm not used to that. And I've been taking this year to really figure out what that looks like for me, but then also being myself, right, at the end of the day. And, you know, there's a lot of times where things may happen, you may be faced with certain situations, and a lot of it is, most of it probably doesn't have to even do with, you know, once you get to the line, it's the things that happen off the track. And so you put yourself, or I try my hardest to put myself in a bubble where I'm surrounding myself with people who, one, understand me, understand the things that I want to do, understand the things that I want to accomplish, and them holding me to that standard no matter how hard things may get or how challenging it may be. You know, wanting to stay true to who I am, I feel like has been the biggest or most important part.
Thank you, Toyota Car. My question is also for MJW. Last year, we saw you kind of build your confidence in the 200, and now you're here at this outdoor championship focusing solely on the 200. Can you talk about what went into that decision and how excited you are to have a sole event this time?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the year, they were like, oh, it's an off year. So it's kind of like weird because I went to Tokyo last year and I won the 100 and the 200. So it's like, what do you do in an off year? Do you just run the 100 or do you just run the 200? And so the whole year I've been kind of going back and forth on which one I would run, because also our coach only wanted us to run one event at USA's. He didn't really want us to double. And so also the other thing going into that too is I could really use USA as a means of training. I didn't want to go into the Ultimate Championship with my last 200 being in June. That would hurt. So, you know, me being able to come out here this weekend and get 2 really good rounds in against some great competition, I feel like is the best for what I'm trying to do this year. And so, yeah, you know, I'm just coming out here, having fun. I got a lot of family coming in town, and so wanting to be able to showcase the hard work that I've been putting in for them to be able to see that and celebrate in that with me too.
All right, I think in the interest of time, we're going to wrap it there with this group. Good luck this weekend to all 4 of you. Photo op here in front, and I'm going to turn it back over to Jay.
As they're getting their picture taken, we do have just a couple of minutes, only about 15 minutes for one-on-ones. We want to make sure that we give the athletes time to get back and rest up for this weekend's competition, but we will do one-on-ones in the back of the room. The entire competition, starting tomorrow all the way through Sunday, is going to be broadcast either on USATF.tv, Peacock, or NBC. Make sure you tune in. We have the broadcast schedule on our website. It's going to be an awesome show. You're going to see Paul Swangard, Kara Goucher, Otto Bolden, Sonia Rashoods-Ross. Who am I missing? Trey Hardy and Lewis Johnson. He was one. Oh, and Amanda McGrory. And Lee Diffie. Wow. We brought the gangs all here. So tune in, buy tickets, and then watch on your phone. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming.